So, welcome to the very last match of the evening, the main event, if you want to call it like that. Spawning to the bottom right position on Frozen Temple, it's the purple Zerg from my risk, the German Miezekotze. And to the top left, spawning in blue, playing for Rival G, it's the United States player Koshkii. So these two have faced each other quite often in the past, not in the FSL, but on other occasions, like female tournaments, like show matches. So these two know each other quite well and their respective playstyles. So this should get very interesting. So Miezekotze going for the hatch first, while her opponent is going for a proxy build. Ooh, the bad luck. Oh, the anti-timing. Oh, how bad is that? So Koshkii going for the 4-gate. I just saw that. I just saw her do that building on her stream a few days ago. Oh, and it's really tough. So it's really tough. The good old proxy 4-gate on one base. And of course Miezekotze doing the absolute greedy thing, not going for a drone scout. Oh yeah, no, she doesn't, this is a probe. Not going for a drone scout, just waiting for the overlords to arrive at the opponent's base. Oh, and when she will get the information it will be much too late. And then even going for pool, for extractor before pool, so doing the most greedy opening. This is almost a build order loss. I mean, it actually is. I mean, if she should still manage to hold this, it would be insane. But this is mostly a build order loss. I mean, there's not much she can really do against this. I wouldn't even wonder if she just GG'd when the first 4 zealots arrive her natural base. I mean, of course, normally you want to try and fight. But yeah, I mean, what can she do? She hasn't even... Okay, first Queen is in production, but no links incoming. 6 links, at least, incoming. Does she know something? Now she finally sees that there's only a pylon up here. Yeah, this is just going to be a pylon wall in case Miezekotze just wants to avoid the army and try to apply some counter pressure. Which she may be doing. I don't know. Okay, there's the 4 zealots. More incoming. She retreats with the other Zerglings. I think I would actually have liked it more if she tried to move out with these 4 Zerglings, which she does now, because that's actually her only chance of making something happen, is to apply some counter pressure. If Koshkii messes up her pylons, her pylon block back here. Okay, but of course the best thing to do is just avoid the empty natural base and just walk inside the main base in order to do as much damage as you can. She focuses the drones, which have to retreat. She then focuses some of the links, tries to get down the spine pros before they get up. A little bit of miss micro back here. Maybe she's just occupied with something other or something else. But yeah, of course, letting this spine crawler finish is not a good thing to happen. So we have more zealots in the natural base now, and there are only drones to defend this. Cheeky Koshkii, just doing this to her old friend. It's the first match of the first week of the first season, and Koshkii cheeses Miezekotze. You should feel ashamed, girl. No, you shouldn't. No, great game. You just played to what needed to be done. We're back on King Sejong Station, spawning to the bottom right in purple. It's the German Zerg Miezekotze. And from the S, we have in blue the Protoss Koshkii. Which, if I'm not mistaken, means cat in Russian, right? I think Koshkii should mean cat in Russian. Which is quite funny, because Miezekotze is a German pun with the word Miezekatze, which means kitty cat, and then you just change one letter and it becomes Miezekotze, which actually would translate like kitty barf. So we have cat against kitty barf. Well, like it or not, I find it amusing. So, what do we have here? Okay, normal wall-off. Nothing all too spectacular. Well, what do you expect? It's the first minute of the game! And if nobody cheeses, there's not much to look at. So, spawning pool incoming for Miezekotze. Yeah, same building, same build order once more. So she probably thought that Koshkii wouldn't do the same thing to her twice, which would actually have been hilarious. Not too hilarious for Miezekotze, but hilarious for us, of course. So Koshkii got the full scout, knows the timing of gas and pool, knows how everything went down, knows that Miezekotze won't be able to put a lot of pressure on her in the next 2 minutes, so she can easily take her third down here, taking all her sweet time to later then wall this area off, get her mothership core down, and all her tag up. That's what she wants to do. And even scouting back to this base, probably just patrolling her probe so she can deny this base from going up for a little while before she actually has to let it go down. But then she knows that it's going to get thrown down. Okay, Overlord coming in. Miezekotze, oh yeah, just wanting to check the main ramp before then moving off with the Overlord back to the corner in order to fly in that Overlord later on to get some more scouting information. And then walking to the left as well, probably maybe for drops, maybe just for information if someone breaks through here, or if Koshkii just maybe tries to warp in some units with a pylon over here, because that's always that's always tricky. Early in the game, you normally don't expect your opponent to break down this debris, so the only open path to attack is over the right-hand side, over the right flank. So sometimes Protoss abuse this by either breaking through this debris, which is a bit risky because then you also open an attack path for your opponent, or just sometimes pulling down a pylon here and using the warp-in field to warp in units over here that can then just walk down and attack via the left lane, which is often unattended. So in the meantime, we have some of Miezekotze's links tearing down that first pylon. Oh, even wasting a photon overcharge there. Oh, and the links even getting inside the base, so they won't last for long, but they will get a good scout off, which is quite nice. Especially since she's now sawn the... did she see it? I think she should have seen it. Yeah, seeing the Stargate, and if she's looked well enough. No, if she's looked. Yeah, if she's looked well enough. She could have even seen the Oracle morphing, or warping in, which is just the idea. Okay, third boys for Miezekotze almost done. Roach 1 incoming. So, now we have a different style versus Protoss. We've already seen some different styles against Protoss this evening, mostly Ling Muta style. So this time around we'll see more Roach-based play. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this is going to work out. Gateway. Okay, Oracle coming in, but Miezekotze knew all about it. Still losing 3 drones, can't be helped. I mean, even if the Spore Crawler does a lot of damage to flying units, the Oracle just comes in and kills units, especially light units, so quickly that yeah, it just doesn't matter. You normally always get 1 or 2 kills with an Oracle at least. Even if you just fly straight in and get shot at immediately, you can still manage to kill 2 or 3 drones and then pull back again without losing the Oracle. So the investment is never completely in vain, or almost never completely in vain. Okay, Overlord now flying in, getting some information. There are more gateways. But not more tech. Quite interesting, only gateway tech and a 3rd base. So this is actually what I would like Miezekotze to scout. Oh, no, she already knows about it, never mind. Yeah, would have really loved her to see that base, and she does. Oh, nice stasis ward here by Koshkii. Catching fuelings. Not really, I don't know if it's really worth it. I mean, it's only energy, and if you won't use the Oracle in any other way, like for harassment or anything, why not? Just throw down a stasis ward, it just slows down a push for, actually, how long? 21 seconds. So, yeah, why not? Slowing down a push for 21 seconds means one more, also almost one more warp-in cycle. So, more units for you, less units for him. Always good. Okay, Miezekotze just trying to do the run-by. Quite nicely done. Yeah, she just lures her opponent to the 3rd base, out of position, and then gets some damage done inside her natural base and a little bit inside her main base. They are not 2 main links, but now a lot of probes are dying. Yeah, doing the hold position thingy here. I'm not paying attention anymore, so these links just getting killed for nothing. I don't know, but maybe it was worth. I mean, she killed 5 probes overall, which is not an awful lot, but she was obviously occupied doing something else at home, which she considered to be more important at that time than microing her links back here. But I think she could have done a lot more damage with them if she had microed them correctly. A pity, but not all too tragic. So, Hyras and Roaches incoming, which is actually quite interesting. Where are all the armies? There's not many units out, right? It's only a few Adepts and 1 Stalker, 1 Phoenix and 1 Oracle. And a Sentry. So that's actually it. And quite a lot of units incoming from Miezekotze here. Does she go into... No, she doesn't go into Lurker then yet. She wants to have the range and speed for the Hydras first. Throwing down another macro hatch while taking a 4th base and getting more information. But nothing all too special. And actually I think this really plays into Miezekotze's hand. While Koshkii is going for a robo-based play with a double robo, Miezekotze is already investing into the supposed counter army with Roaches and Hydras. Of course, it doesn't really counter the composition. Once the Protoss ball with Immortals and Stalkers gets too big, if there are too many Immortals in the mix, it will be pretty problematic for Miezekotze to do something. But she doesn't really go into Lurker then. With Lurkers, this could all look a lot different. We'll see. I think if Miezekotze hits the right timing with her army composition, she could deal a lot of damage, even win this game at some point. Like, at the moment. There's only 1 sentry in here, right? Yeah, so 1 sentry, only a few force fields, they won't last forever. And, well, a force base coming up. I think Miezekotze wants to wait until she's maxed and force some more upgrades before she finally attacks. But she should attack soon, I feel. So more Ravagers. Yeah, now she has Roach, Ravager, plus Hydras. This is a lot of damage output. With the Ravagers, she has the chance to throw down... Oh, nice. Yeah, and this is, of course, another good thing of the Stasis Ward. It also grants you vision of a part and makes you see when an opponent moves out and where he or she is. So that, of course, is also a good thing of the Stasis Ward. Never mind. I've almost forgotten that. So yeah, with this army composition now, she has a lot of possibilities. She can focus some important enemies with the Vials, she can tear down force fields, she can dish out a lot of damage with the Hydras from the back, and she has, I think, enough, well, it's not that much meat she has, to hold the units of the Protoss back. But actually there's not much damage to put out. I mean, there's 3 Immortals here, but mostly Adepts. Adepts don't do that much damage against Roaches and Ravagers, but of course against Hydras. But if they can't come close to the Hydras, that might problematic. So now here's the big engagement. Miezekotze's army just moving close into range of Koshkii's, yeah, just destroying everything that's there. Like I said, I mean, there's a lot of damage output potential for Miezekotze's army if the engagement just is right, and it looks as if it is. So 1 Immortal coming from back here, Hydras are already attending to it. GG well played, and it's 1-1. Miezekotze ties the series up. So, we're on Dusk Towers, spawning to the top right-hand position. We have the purple Protoss, the purple... I've said purple Protoss too often this evening. So it's the purple Zerg! It's Miezekotze! Miezekotze hype! And to the bottom left, in blue, it's Koshkii. Spawning with Protoss, of course. Ha, he, ha, ha, sa, he, ha, ha, ha. Okay. Always have to have that dramatic choir in the background. It makes things so much more epic. Even if not much is happening. So we can see Miezekotze's Overlord pattern once more, which is quite interesting. Just checking the main ramp to see what buildings are there, and then just moving back between the third base, or the normally third base, and the natural base. Or the back door natural and the front door natural, as you could also say. So nice to see that once more. Taking the hatchery in front, which is something a lot of Zergs do. It helps with creep spread towards the opponent. It also actually helps defending the base, as funny as that may sound, because a Protoss player that wants to attack you, or any player that wants to attack directly into this base, has to come up this huge ass ramp, and that gives you a lot of possibility to surround enemies, to get a great concave or whatever. So it's actually sometimes easier to defend this ramp than this ramp. It depends on what units the opponent is using. But if you only have links and want to surround the opponent, and your opponent stands on that ramp, it's pretty difficult to defend this. And then again, of course, it's also problematic for the opponent to tell the timing of your third base if you take your natural base in front of that one. So yeah, there are several reasons why a lot of Zerg players tend to choose this position as their natural base first, instead of the backdoor expansion. Although at first sight one would think, well, why take this one? It's much more wide open. It's more vulnerable when you could just defend this one little ramp and then you're safe for two bases. But actually, like I said, for the reasons I told and stated, this totally makes sense to take this base first. Okay, there we have the Overlord Adept incoming, also pretty standard, nothing new. We have the robotics facility coming this way. Okay, let's see. This might be one of Koshkii's immortal plays. Well, she often uses immortals, but in this case it's a drop play. That's what I wanted to say. So immortal drops incoming. So first few links won't accomplish anything, since there's a tight wall with an adept in the gap and a mothership core waiting to shoot down crunchy Zerglings. So Miezekotze just moving in with the Overlord, now moving in with the other Overlord in order to see whether there is a base or not. Well, certainly there is. I mean, one base plays really have come out of fashion. So normally you really don't need to worry about a one base push anymore, unless your opponent is proxy forgating you. So Miezekotze also trying to get the information in the back of the main. So there's a Twilight Council as well. So Warp Prism is out, first Immortal is incoming. Koshkii is probably going to wait for a second Immortal before she tries to drop. Or even just walk out. Sometimes I think I've seen her move out with the two Immortals and a few Gateway units in order to just crush the opponent with an early push. But most of the time I think she just drops the Immortals all around while building up. So we'll see what she's going to do. Or maybe I confuse her for another player, but I don't think so. So Hydralisk then once more incoming for Miezekotze. Yeah, she's this has worked out quite well, or this worked out quite well in the last match, so she probably wants to do it once more. She, like I said, both players know each other quite well and their respective playstyles. So now the Overlord has seen the robotics facility, but not the wall and the Wall Prism. So okay, Miezekotze now knows everything. Yeah, this is an immortal zealot timing. So we'll see how Miezekotze is going to handle this. So moving out, yeah, with the Warp Prisms, so she can then... this is actually what she's going to do, yeah, right. And now I remember she's... and of course it makes sense. She just moves out with the Warp Prism, will unload her Immortals somewhere close to the... the opponent's base, and then just warp in a hell of a lot of Zealots. Well, a hell of a lot of Zealots! Once her gateways finish up. So not as nicely timed as she used to. So if this push is really nicely timed, of course, all your gateways will finish once your Warp Prism arrives at the front, and then you can do the maximum amount of damage, losing the Mothership Core, but slowing down at least the Hydras in order to rescue the Warp Prism. But that push kind of failed. Didn't do that much damage, but now still Miezekotze has to be careful. Sometimes you underestimate an opponent because you think, well, I've fended off his push quite easily, and destroyed it actually, so there was nothing much he could do. She will probably not try to do that again, so I can now safely drone and tech. And then suddenly like 20 Zealots rush up your ramp, and you have nothing to fight against that. And get crushed anyways, so have to be careful about that. So it doesn't look as if Koshkii... Oh, Koshkii, I missed the Dark Shrine. How could I? So yeah, Koshkii totally all in, not even trying to get a third base. She really wants to break through with whatever she has. Okay, Dark Templars not using the Dark Templars as Dark Templars, as cloaked units, and it wouldn't have made much a difference. But as an Archon, this might really work out quite well. So yeah, and there you really have to be careful. Yeah, never fight against Zealots with Hydras head on. Okay, there are the lurkers now, which is quite nice. There's no detection whatsoever, so Koshkii should retreat right now. There's an observer incoming, but it will take some time to reach the front. And this is actually looking quite good for Miezekotze here. So, burying the road, the lurkers once more. Yeah, but of course lurkers are quite immobile, so she won't have the chance to really fend off everything. But now she's pushing on her own. And this actually looks quite promising for Miezekotze here. What's Koshkii going to do? Is she just trying to do the counter-attack and trying to go for a base race? Or is she trying to fend off the lurkers? We'll see what she's going to do. No third base here, so Miezekotze is setting up her lurkers in position to kill whatever her opponent has. Nice split over here. In the meantime, Koshkii, yeah, is just doing the counter-push and trying to move in. Yeah, more warp-ins happening at the front. So it's a base race, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see who's going to win this. So it's mostly Lings and the Lurkers plus the Hydras. So we have a lot of Zealots back being warped in back at home. So this should be enough to kill at least the Lings. Oh, Miezekotze has to be careful to burrow down her Lurkers. If she doesn't, of course, they will be just meat for the... Oh, there she burrows them. Okay, no, nicely done. But I think... Is there an observer now? Not yet. Okay, at the same time, let's have a look at Koshkii's push at the front. So she has already killed 13 workers, while Miezekotze has only killed 5, but I think a lot of more tech structures have been killed by Miezekotze already. And there's still no detection as far as I can see that. Yeah, there is. Okay. Maybe now, yeah, and now... Is it... No, it's not DTs! That's strange. I wonder why it's not DTs. That would have been a good choice. I don't know, there's an overseer, never mind. There's an overseer, never mind, and Koshkii's seen it, so DTs would have worked, would have done nothing. But of course, at home in Miezekotze's base, they are quite potent and dealing a lot of damage. In the meantime, Miezekotze having trouble doing the damage she really wants, and finally it looks as if all the lurkers have been cleared, except for one, which will be cleared in just a minute. And that's it! So that was the aggressive potential that Miezekotze has. She's losing the base race. Koshkii still has 2 bases. GG! And Koshkii takes the lead, 2-1. So, and we're back in what could be potentially the last map of the evening. Leading 2-1 in this series is this young lady here. The Protoss in blue, spawning in the top right position of Frost. It's Koshkii. And she only needs one more map to take the series. And to the bottom left, in purple, it's the Zerg Miezekotze. And she needs to win 2 in a row if she wants to take the first victory in the first week of the first season of the FSL. So, let's see what these both are trying to do to make their opponent's life miserable. Hatch first for Miezekotze, into gas, into pool, probably, maybe even a third base. No, then she wouldn't have taken the pool. The gas, I mean. Yeah, this is, like I said before, quite a greedy opening, but on Frost it's normally not a problem to do that, because the map is just huge. And even though she doesn't know it, in this case it's even cross-positioned, so that's like the biggest distance you can even think of on all of the maps of the whole map pool right now. So yeah, there's actually not really any potential for a Protoss to punish this, unless he or she is going for a cannon rush. But cannon rushes have been out of fashion for quite some time. So Overlord's just moving into the wrong direction, both of them. They don't know yet, but they will know in a few minutes, or actually a few seconds. This one at least. So, no more gas taken, it's only the 100 Miezekotze is going to need for speed. Exactly 100. So 10 more links incoming. This actually looks like a big push. So it seems as if she wants to pressure her opponent with a lot of links and maybe I'm not certain about. Oh, this could be a drop. This could be an Overlord drop maybe. If she what is she going to do? She has 100, but she doesn't go for sling speed. How much gas do you need for an Overlord? You need an evolution chamber, right? I don't really know what she's doing. Okay, taking the hatchery now. Still sitting on that 100 gas. Now it's been spent. Okay, there's the speed. Maybe she's just forgotten it. I don't know. This looked odd. So 10 links moving across the map. They won't be able to gain much or to accomplish much. Yeah, the wall is tight. There's even a pylon. She could force a pylon cannon. Yeah, Koshkii just pulls it in the last second. Well, actually, she could have even waited a bit longer. Maybe wouldn't have even needed the pylon cannon to kill these links. Wow. Were these all the 10 links? So killing 7 links already? With just an adept and the mothership core and then a late photon cannon? Wow. Okay, you can see that. Okay, so I really don't know what Miezekotze was up to. This really looked a bit indecisive. I don't know, building 10 links, not getting speed right from the get-go, then deciding to drone up and take a third base. That was a bit odd. Maybe she just expected some sort of cheese somewhere and was afraid of that. So she really wanted to play it safe and have some link defense out just in case 4 zealots were arriving at a natural base. Otherwise I can't really explain what she was doing there. That was a bit odd. Unusual, at least. She probably had her own reasons to do that, and maybe the speed was just a mistake, or she just forgot about it. But yeah, that was a bit odd. Doesn't matter though, it really didn't put her that far behind. I mean, she now has 38 to 38 drones, which is still quite normal. If a Protoss keeps chrono boosting his Nexi on both bases, then it's quite normal that in the early phases of the game you can't even have better saturation than the Protoss for quite some time. And then after that point in time, your drone count will just rise exponentially. Well, probably not quite exponentially. So, same strategy by Koshkii. Okay, doing again the Warp Prism Immortal Zealot all-in. With the Dark Shrine behind it. So, dear Zergs, in the league, you have to watch out for that. Be careful for that. Think about it. How can you fend this off? Because Koshkii seems to do that quite often. And likes to do it. So, and there's the creep. Okay, just unloading the Immortals, warping in more units. Miezekotze is a bit better prepared than last time. 14 roaches in the making. And she has to give up, maybe not losing the space. This is a bit unfortunate now. I think she engages a little bit too early here. With not all the roaches and all the army being in here. Yeah, most of the army being separated, and now slowly some units are streaming in, but more units being warped in, and this now might be the chance she needs here. Oh, still 2 zealots, 3 zealots actually working on that hatchery. But yeah, now she finally manages to have enough units here to fend off that push. Koshkii can't really drop her Immortal there, it just won't work. Yeah, but okay, still she can still do some damage to that hatchery. Hopefully it won't go down for her. Just morphing in some Ravagers, warping in some more units, and now even the DTs, and we don't have any detection, do we? No, we have a lair, but we have no detection whatsoever, which is a bit unfortunate. Still, losing the hatchery right now, and this is actually the only thing that Koshkii needed to do. Just killing a lot of drones, killing off the third base. It's already a reasonable amount of damage to do. And is she now going for? No, okay. Immortal just being okay. She totally walled off everything, so this Immortal won't be able to get out on the field. Poor Immortal. He's so eager to do his duty on the battlefield, and now he can't. Yeah, but that was actually the damage he really needed to do. I mean, a Zerg on 2 bases is so crippled and actually so all in after the 7-minute mark. Miezekotze now really needs to crush this army, and she won't, as it seems actually. Wow, Archon's doing so much damage against biological units, it's crazy. And more units being morphed in, so slowly but steadily, Koshkii is just whittling down her opponent's army. Okay, DTs won't be a problem anymore, but Miezekotze just not quite enough units to deal with the amount of damage that, the amount of pressure that Koshkii is putting on her. Even a second warp prism in case the first one dies. Yeah, but having no third base is just a timer for Miezekotze. With 2 bases, even if your injects are on point, it's really problematic to get enough lava. So actually, Miezekotze does the best thing she can do right here. She tries to build the units that are larva effective, not necessarily cost effective, but larva effective. It's only 1 roach uses up 1 larva, and she doesn't have that much. So yeah, it's the best amount of damage she can build for the least amount of lava that's possible. So like I said, she's already doing the best she can. Okay, Koshkii now a little bit down in supply. Still not not whopping in any more units. Retreating, actually. No, whopping in over here and doing some more damage with DTs. Oh, so annoying. But yeah, well done. So even doing more economic damage as if it hadn't been enough. So let's have a look at the drone count. 41 probes to 32 drones, only 2 bases for Miezekotze. And yeah, like I said, I mean the biggest problem is that she had never had the time to get a 3rd base up once more. And yeah, like I said, this is only a clock ticking down now. On 2 bases as Zerg is so crippled, there's really not much you can do. Especially after losing so many resources into defending your bases. You won't even have enough resources to build some units, which would have been a follow-up plan of Miezekotze. Yeah, trying to establish a 3rd base, not anytime soon. Obviously, I think even losing it, not cancelling it, so it's 300 minerals down the drain. Yeah, and another push with Archons, Speed Lots, and Immortals. Immortals actually shooting the wrong aim. Yeah, not shooting at the right things. And now you really have to micro and stutter step your roaches back, because these zealots will do a lot of damage to them if they reach them. And yeah, now it's still the big damage dealer standing in front, Archons, Immortals, and the only thing you have is roaches. That doesn't look good at all. More reinforcements being walked in. And the shields just keeping most of the damage from the Immortals, and now we have the heavy hitters, which are the only units left right inside Miezekotze's natural race. GG, well played, and Koshkii takes the series 3-1.